Get it set up here. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. I'm Owen, and I am here to talk to you today. I am furious. I am angry at what is going on. I am watching so much on the news right now of, you can call it the blind leading the blind. We are talking about politicians who think that they've got answers to this or politicking. Well, the world is coming apart with this coronavirus scandal, or not scandal, contagion. I'm watching companies like WeWork, right? There was an article that came out yesterday where WeWork is offering its employees $100 a day to come into work. It is offering them money to risk their lives to come into fucking WeWork. Why? Why does WeWork need people to come in and run its offices right now? Because it's all it has. Because this is a business that is that surrounds people coming into a physical location to work together, which the internet has pretty much invalidated over many years ago. How inconsiderate is that? What is the motive behind paying people to risk their lives if you are not a medical professional to come into work? My sister is a nurse. She is on the front lines of this. She has to go into work, and she's taken her life into her hands every single day that she does it. Why is a company like WeWork paying people to go into the office? The other thing that I'm seeing too, we just saw this morning in part of this aid package, which I think which we're going to get past here soon. But there has been so much back and forth in the politics between, are we bailing out companies? Are we bailing out, are we supporting the workers? There's still a political divide about this. The fact of the matter is we need to support both businesses and individuals, or else there are going to be no jobs left to come back to at the end of all of this, right? There are going to be no businesses at the end of this, but we'll get to a solution to that in a little bit. One of the other things that has come up in this whole bailout or relief package that's coming up is the creation of a digital dollar. Now everybody is clamoring about, oh, we need a way to get money into the hands of people who don't have bank accounts, people who are underbanked or who are not banked. I mean, those of you who know me know that I was on the crypto train a long time ago, or at least a couple years ago. All of these problems of getting money into the hands of people without banks are solved by cryptocurrency. What happened to cryptocurrency? The same politicians who are now scrambling for solutions are the ones who saddled cryptocurrency with so much regulation that it couldn't move forward. And now it's exactly the solution that we need, and now we're scrambling to find more solutions. I told you so. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I told you so. All of this is happening. All of this has happened through so much short-term thinking. Short-term thinking to just get a politician elected, to just keep a system in place that it makes us comfortable now. And look where we are now. All right? Look where we are with this coronavirus pandemic, with all of this. And look where all of this thinking has left us. No question, I have a problem with authority. And I've sort of always had that. I think a lot of that for me comes from growing up as a gay man in the 90s, the early 2000s, when I listened to all of the politicians and all of the, frankly, adults and leaders in my life who were telling me that I was wrong. They didn't know I was gay at the time, right? It was just about, that this is not the right way. I remember when I was getting my Eagle Scout award, one of the things that you have to do to get your Eagle Scout is have an interview with the main leader of the Boy Scout troop. And he said to me at the time, as in this interview, he said, Owen, Do you understand why it's so important right now that the Boy Scouts has just banned gays in the Boy Scouts? And I think probably that might have been the breaking point when I realized that, like, nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. Nobody knows what's going on. I knew that I had not chosen this lifestyle, but yet the authorities were telling me that it was some other way. And I knew that that wasn't correct. And then many years later, eventually the federal government got around to it and, legalized gay marriage. So yeah, I get it that, I don't believe that the authorities know what they're talking about. And certainly right now, they have no fucking clue what is going on. They have no idea what is going on with all of this. This is the blind leading the blind. We are all making solutions up as we can get them. There is no precedent for what is going on with the coronavirus in even healing ourselves or coming together as a community or how our economy is going to last through this. So I'm going to call them the old economy idiots. Right, these politicians who are scrambling right now, the people like the WeWorks of the world, the people like the GameStops of the world, who GameStop advised their employees to not follow health orders and leave their stores. They were tell all of the health workers that GameStop is an essential business so that they could stay there and keep working. There is no consideration at all for their employees in doing that. They are asking their employees, in fact, they were making their employees risk their lives to keep fucking GameStop open. If GameStop cannot figure out a way to adapt its business model into an online-only business right now for the sake of its employees, for the sake of our public health, then what the fuck are they doing in business? That is an old economy idiot for you right there, all right? So the fact of the matter is, why do people do this? Why do old economy idiots hang on for dear life? It's because they like a system. It's because they like the way things are. And they're just not willing to look at other opportunities. That is a scarcity mindset, and it is going to lead to their destruction. I know many of you might also be feeling this way, right? That there was a way that was very comfortable for you just a couple weeks ago, and it isn't there anymore. It's not available to you any longer. And so you really have a choice. You either get it or you don't, right? You either are on board or you are not. So I have had a choice, right? I get that the world is hurting right now, and I get that a lot of people are in pain, and this is a very uncomfortable time. Howdy, Ram. Yes, right? I had a choice, and it was either to, take the peaceful route, be kind, be gentle about all of this, or to tell the fucking truth, right? Someone has to. So I have chosen to tell the truth about what exactly is going to happen here. So you can either, I understand if at this point you want to unfollow or unsubscribe or unlike whatever. This is what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat this any longer. The world has changed, and it is not going back to the way that it used to be. You are either on board or you are not. You are either an old economy idiot hanging on for dear life, or you are an abundance hacker. You are looking for new solutions for ways that you can live your life, that you can support your community, that you can be a part of the new world that is to come, and you can thrive in the new world that is to come. So the truth is that we are not going to make money the way that we used to any longer. And this has happened before. We saw it when Uber ran the taxi companies out of business. You remember that? You remember when Uber was banned at airports because the taxis just wanted to hang on and keep their old antiquated business model out? Why? Because they had to pay a medallion fee to local governments, and it was going to put them out of business when Uber came in. Why did Uber show up? Because taxis were a shitty business model in this economy. We didn't need that any longer. Why were we being held hostage to pay cash and all of this to some person who you had no idea, right? There was no way to track who that was. If you lost something or got something stolen in a taxi, you could never find it again. But why did they hang on to that? Just because it was the way that they were doing things, and instead of the taxi drivers getting on board and starting to drive Ubers or coming up with a smarter business model themselves, they allowed themselves to be run out of town like so many dinosaurs. And even the government regulations couldn't keep them back. We saw the same thing happen with the music industry when Napster came and absolutely tanked the idea of having to pay $20 for a CD. I mean, when Napster basically cut around the music producers who were in the way, or the record labels who were in the way, and made a direct connection between the music and the people who would listen to it. The business model never really caught up, and they're still suffering. The music industry has pretty much never ever recovered from being so short-sighted about where we were going to head after this. This is happening again. It is happening now. The people who were in between you and your money, you and your customers, are hanging on for dear life. You don't need a WeWork. We don't need a physical retail location for GameStop. What we need are direct connections to the services that we need and to the people who need the services and the products that we have. We can make these connections right now. In fact, we've always been able to make these connections more and more as technology has gotten better, and we have all the tools that we need right now to make these direct connections. And not only can we make these direct connections, but we must make these direct connections. Grocery stores are closed, gyms are closed, restaurants are closed, grooming is closed, salons and all of this. All of these services, like if you worked at a hair salon, like if you were a hairdresser, people needed you to cut their hair. But you can't do that now in a physical location while we're on lockdown and coronavirus. So consider that you could put up videos and tell people how to cut their hair. You can share your skills online. You can even monetize this information. I will show you how to do this. If you don't believe me that it's true, then I want you to hit me up and I will show you exactly how it can be done. If you are waiting around for the world to go back to the way that it was just last week, you will be waiting forever. You are an old economy idiot, and you will be right there next to the taxis and the music industry. Or you can be an abundance hacker. You can embrace the fact that the internet gives you the power to bring your products and your services to the people around you, to the people in your life, and you can get paid for it. And that's not illegal. So many people keep telling me too, this is an opportunistic time and people are just trying to get in and make a quick buck. There is nothing fucking wrong with making money. There is nothing wrong with being compensated for your information, for your products, for your services, for your time. You invested in learning a skill. You invested in your career. Why should you not be compensated for it? That's what the whole economy is based on. You can do this. You can do this. You do not need somebody else to give you permission to work. You do not need somebody else to give you permission to speak to your own audience. You can build your own audience. You can speak directly to them, and they're right there and they need you right now. We all need you so bad. We need you so bad. So if you are an abundance hacker, or you are a recovering old economy idiot and you want to be an abundance hacker, then I want you to join me. I'm going to put a link here in the chat for our new Facebook group. Join us in the Abundance Hackers. Do not be left behind. Now is the time to understand your worth, to understand your value, to understand how much we need you right now. You must do it. It is your moral obligation. The technical pieces, I will teach you. The ways to tell your story, I will teach you. But you already have everything that you need to be an amazing, successful abundance hacker. You have everything you need to succeed in this new world, to succeed now, and to thrive for years to come. So, thank you. I hope you will join me, and I will talk to you tomorrow.